Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of the Sandisk SHOUTcraft Invitational. And what a great day it's going to be here in Group B. My name is Totalbiscuit, and once again, I am joined by Artosis.
That's right. Yesterday was just fantastic, Totalbiscuit. Like, this is an amazing StarCraft weekend, I have to say. Yesterday morning, I get up, we do a ridiculous group of death. Then I go to GSL, watch a group of death again, wake up early this morning, watch some Home Story Cup, just ended, here we are, and this lineup for this group is like the past and the present for StarCraft 2.
It really, really is. Two titans of yesteryear. Guys that would be winning championship after championship. Man, I was going through the stats for DRG, for instance, to do his little promo video, and it's like, wow, 12 Premier Finals. 12. That's an absurd number. And then, of course, we have HerO, who, in 2014, picked up another Premier title with IEM Cologne. And then we have... It's a bit weird to even call them new kids on the block, I suppose, considering how long they've been around, but they've really come into their own in the past few months, that being Zest and CJ Byung. Both on fire, and of course one of them, the reigning GSL champion.
Yeah, really Zest and Byung right now are the two most impressive players from their race. The fact that Zest Royal Roaded a GSL and then won the GSL Global Tournament, and I gotta tell you, he's like the only Protoss I really pay attention to right now. He's like replaced Rain and Parting for me. And then you have Byung, who is doing so well in Pro League, it doesn't even make sense. This guy's 17-5 in Pro League, Totalbiscuit. Like, that is a 77-point win percentage. It's so much higher than anyone else's. I actually looked through these stats, which I don't normally do, but I'm like, who's even close to him? And the answer is nobody. You have to drop down to Sleep, who's 1-0, and that doesn't count.
No, no, it doesn't. There's got to be a bit of a baseline there. It's like, wow, Sleep has 100% win ratio in Pro League? That's insane.
Exactly.
Byung, it is ridiculous, and I have heard many people make the argument that he has done so on the back of phenomenal TVP, at a time when phenomenal TVP is perhaps a little scarce.
You know what? He's beaten all the good Protosses, so, I mean, there's some truth there, too, but he's also very recently beaten Life, Sulky, and Flash, so you can't tell me it's just TVP. This guy is actually just killing everybody.
Yeah, he is. He's really, really great. HerO, of course, was known as the ace of CJ for the longest time, and then Byung comes along, he rolls up, and he says, I got this, don't worry, you can take a little bit of a breather while I just flatten these fools. And he has been doing that over the past few months. And let me just put it this way, I was very disappointed to see it happen. The reason is, I picked him up in Season 1 of Fantasy Pro League, nice and cheap. Now he costs a fortune. I can't even get him for my team. I had to put him in the captain's slot and throw Hush in there just because he was cheaper, and oh god, it was a disaster for my stats, man, I gotta say. So he has a lot to answer for.
You can't be putting Hush in your team, man. That's a tough beat.
He was cheap, I had no choice.
Well, I mean, Byung, as long as he's on your team, you're doing well, because there's no one even close to him for win percentages. He's like, what, I think second overall, or maybe third in the Pro League standings. So this guy is a beast. Wouldn't be surprised if he makes out of this group today. But the fact that he has to play against Zest first, and Zest last night just killed in the group of death in the round of 16 of GSL. So, I mean, it's a tough one.
You know, we've seen it time and again, the GSL curse that falls upon so many players, where they win their GSL, and then everyone's out to get them. You know, everyone's had their eyes on them, and as soon as they get into their group stage, suddenly they find their builds don't work anymore, that they're being torn apart by things they never saw coming. And Zest is one of the few that is defying that by saying, oh no, I actually am that good. This is no fluke. You need to get this into your heads right now.
Yeah, it's very true. Zest actually puts out more perfect games than any Protoss that I've ever seen. It's actually like, it's gross. It's like Rain last year, you know, when Rain was just seemingly unbeatable. And of course, still playing very well, but Zest right now, man, he will just put out games that you're like, oh, you couldn't win there. Protoss must be imbalanced.
Yeah, he does make it look that way, I've got to say. And he is at the top of his game at the moment. He will, of course, be joining the other Casper player, Byung, but the starting match is going to be a classic. And I say that because it's been a long time since we've seen it. In fact, 2012 was the last time we saw these guys play a best of 3. I believe it was at IPL Hut Import Nights in Wings of Liberty. Which is weird, because you'd think they'd both run into each other at some point in Heart of the Swarm. Apparently not in televised play, no.
Yeah, you would think so. It was really weird when you told me that yesterday, because I'm like, really? I'm just so used to seeing these two names pop up absolutely everywhere. They both won so much, traveled so much. You'd imagine we'd see them play against each other more, but I guess not. And, both of them still in very good form. HerO, I feel like, has had maybe a little bit of a rougher time lately. Like, he did fall out of WCS America against, I believe, Revival and Huck. And, it's a little bit tough. You'd expect him to get pretty deep in that, like a round of 8, a round of 4, something like that, maybe even a championship. But still playing strong games. DRG, on the other hand, still completely Codes material. I think he's got the record now for how many Codeses he's been in. And doing well overall. Yeah.
They give it to so few people. And while DRG might not be the complete monster he used to be, I don't think anyone really doubts that he can still put it out when it counts. Even in Pro League, he has a decent record. Not an exemplary one, but a decent one. And frankly, for anyone coming in from the ex-ESF lot to dive into the shark pit that is Pro League, being able to maintain a decent record from one of those teams, I mean, that in itself is something to be very impressed by. These are not the kind